Mirtha Ramos, and I'm the former police chief of the DeKalb County Police Department.
One of the things I know that came up tonight and that some people have questions about is when they see someone exited out of the department and they wonder why.
Yes.
And some people may worry about it. What would be your response to kind of calling those words?
There's no need to worry because there were no allegations of any wrongdoing. Simply someone new came in and they wanted their own police chief. It happens all the time.
What makes Phoenix a destination job for you?
I feel like Phoenix is a progressive city. I like the things that they've been doing, and I think they have so much more to do, and I just want to be a part of it.
You mentioned the DOJ report didn't scare you away, and you've seen things that you found encouraging about the police department moving forward. What were those things that stood out to you?
Well, I feel like a lot of the issues that they were notating on the report had to do more with training, maybe a little supervision and accountability, and those are things that you can always work on. There was no malice here. There were people following policies that just needed to be revised to be better.
What challenges go?
Who's Mirtha Ramos away from policing?
I can't hear you.
Who are you away from policing?
Believe it or not, I kind of live and breathe policing right now. I have 2 adult sons, and so I really focus on the job. This job is really a 24/7 job, and you have to be able to commit yourself to it, and that's what I do. So I'm just me.
What are your thoughts on the Tyrone McAlpin case?
I'm still supposed to be looking at you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He was asking about the Tyrone McAlpin case. Are you familiar with that here in Phoenix?
I'm not familiar with it. I'm sorry.
What did you think about that when you said you saw the DOJ report here? Why did the job still hold your interest hearing all the stuff that was reported in that report?
Because I'm not afraid of challenges, and I really do believe in the law enforcement profession, and I think we can always do better, and I see a city and a department that want to do better, so why not be a part of that change?
You mentioned not wanting to be behind the desk and wanting to get out in the community. What does that look like in the department you lead?
That is going out to community events, going to HOA meetings, just going out into the community, going out to the training academy. I really need to be able to touch people, let them hear from me. I want to hear from them, and you can't do that behind a desk.
What was it like getting off the plane? I don't know if you visited here before. How have you handled the heat so far?
I came out this morning and I felt like someone stuck an oven in my face. It was really it was hot, but honestly, after a few moments, it was tolerable.
Anybody else?
Think we're all good?
No.
Thank you. We're all done.
Next, Chief Mirtha Ramos, if you can please take a minute to introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Mirtha Ramos, and I started my career in 1997 in Miami-Dade County. I went up the ranks until 2019 when I was appointed to the chief of the DeKalb County Police Department. In the Miami-Dade Police Department, I went up the ranks from officers all the way through division chief, and so I was proud to have that opportunity to go to the DeKalb County Police Department. Been there since 2019. I've taken the last 5.5 years to really focus on community outreach and engagement, working on policies and procedural changes, and really just bridging that gap between the police and the community. And I think I've done a great job in doing that. When the city of Phoenix came open, I really took a moment to take a look at it. And the first thing that popped up was the DOJ report. And rather than being deterred about looking any further, I was actually kind of excited because what I saw was a progressive city that was open to doing better, was able to admit that they maybe could do some things differently and started working on making those changes. The more I looked into the city of Phoenix, I saw that it's a city where the community is very supportive of the police department, the administration is very supportive of the police department, and that's not something you see quite often. So I was very excited knowing that the city is continuously moving forward, and I just wanted to be a part of that, bring in my community outreach and engagement, the fact that I believe that I am a public servant, but I'm serving the community. I don't believe in just serving the community, but serving my officers. So my job every day is just to determine what I can do better for the city in which I am in. And I would hope that that one day will be the city of Phoenix. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief Ramos. Okay, let's get started with the
Well, I just want to say that the city of Phoenix is working towards being a better police department. there's nothing wrong with them, but they're still working to be better. And I would love to be a part of that opportunity. I really admire a lot of the changes that I've seen that have been implemented. There were some concerns about the unhoused and their property, and I saw immediately there were policies in place, and now there's instructions on what you can do with your property, how to retrieve it, information that was not readily available in the past. So I do like a city that takes prompt action. I do like a city that takes in consideration what the community is thinking. I do like an administration that supports their officers, and just looking at all of the equipment and the technology, maybe the people that are not in it understand that they are really fortunate to have a lot of the things that they do have, because a lot of departments don't have what Phoenix has. And so I really would want to take this opportunity to work with them and continue moving the department forward. I'd like to be able to help with some recruitment, bring some diversity into the police department, because I think the police department is not quite representative of the community. So I think that we need, there's a little bit of room of improvement for that. I would want to work a little bit closer with the community, maybe bring them in a little bit more into the department and bring them into the training facility and have them do some virtual reality so that they understand what our officers go through on a day-to-day basis. A lot of times we can sit back and criticize, but unless you're in these positions, you just don't know. I really am focused on community outreach and engagement. That is my strength. I believe in going out to the people, listening to the people, and then coming back and seeing how the department can do better. But we really can't do that without working with our officers, making sure the officers have what they need, and making sure that they're taken care of first. And people say, well, how can you do both? Well, you can. You can prioritize both, but you start internally, work your way externally to make sure that you are taking care of both. Because officers can't take care of the community if they're not taking care of themselves. So I really would like that opportunity to be able to come in and just continue moving forward as the city is already doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt Giordano, I'm currently the Executive Director of the Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board.
You mentioned the last 2 times through you didn't put in for this job. Why now? What changed?
You know, about 3 years ago when they advertised for the interim chief, I had a couple projects at Arizona Post I was still working on. We were deeply involved in them. I had some changes I wanted to make through my own strategic plan there, and I wasn't ready to go. I wanted to see those through to fruition. So now those are accomplished. I didn't put in the last go around because, again, Mike Sullivan was here. I thought he'd done a lot of really good things organizationally. But then when that process ended and they re-advertised, I thought now was the right time. You know, again, like I said, the city of Phoenix was so good to me. The police department was so good to me. I wanted to give back. My kids are all grown. My wife's got 1 year left of teaching, and then I have all kinds of time to dedicate, because it does. This is an intense job. I'm in a good place in my life. But again, I've got a great job at Arizona Post, so for me it's a win-win. I would love to end my career with the Phoenix Police Department, so that's why I'm here.
Do you think, just being the only finalist from here, and obviously with that experience with Phoenix PD and the Sheriff's Office and just knowing everybody else around the state, that gives you a leg up in this process? You
know, a good friend of mine told me, he goes, hey, just make sure you tell them that on day one, you know where the bathroom is and you know where to park. And he thought that, that's good. But no, I agree. I'm joking, but it's true, because again, people talk about when you go to a new culture, you go to an organization, you're trying to learn the people, learn the names, learn the city. I mean, I can tell you where every precinct is. I can tell you where all the bureaus are. I can tell you who works. I can tell you the commander. If I don't already have their phone number, I more likely do, of the commanders of every bureau. So I have all that down. I understand the community. I understand, I know some of the council members. I've worked with the mayor before when she was a council member. So I have those relationships. I don't have to learn those. Reacquaint myself, yes, but not learn them from the ground up. So I do believe that gives me an advantage. Plus my connections statewide. I am connected to every police chief and every sheriff in the state. So everyone's just a phone call away. They're all on my cell phone already. So when I pick up the phone, it's not, hey, this is Matt Giordano from Phoenix PD. I'm the new chief. This is, hey, it's Matt. Or they answer, hey, Matt, what are you doing? Because we know each other. We've built those relationships. And again, in police work, we're leveraging technology. We're working together. I already have those relationships. So yeah, I guess a long answer to your short question was, yes, I think it is a leg up for me being from Phoenix and having the relationships and the experience that I have.
Some folks may look at that experience, and you mentioned SB 70, and you've seen the good and bad in law enforcement in Arizona over the years. There may be some people that may look at your experience and say that's somebody who was in cultures that weren't positive for me and my family. What would be your argument to them on why you could be a chief?
I hear what they're saying, and again, I can see where they're coming from, but I've been gone for 8.5 years in the Phoenix Police Department, and during those 8.5 years, I've recognized that Phoenix wasn't perfect. I might have had blinders on when I was here to some degree, But now that I've seen behind the curtain at Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, I saw the court order. If you've ever read the court order that the judge wrote, it is very restrictive, but it's also very good. It really creates a lot of checks and balances, accountability measures that we weren't doing for years in Phoenix. Now, over the last 3 years, they've implemented a lot of those, and they're really good for policing, they're really good for the community. But also being gone for 8 years, 8.5 years almost, is I have a different perspective. And now that I've worked with not only police departments all over the state, all over the country, I sit for 3 years. I was the Western regional representative for ADALIST, so it's the International Association of Directors of Law Enforcement Standards and Training. So my peers in all 50 states and about 25 countries, I deal with them all the time on training, on advanced training, basic training, testing, scenario-based training, compliance matters when an officer engages in misconduct. So I have a totally different frame of reference now than I did 8.5 years ago when I retired from the Phoenix Police Department, which again, I think can negate some of those comments of you were here when it wasn't, if someone might say that, you were here when it wasn't so good, I think I can negate that and say I've got a different perspective now and we can work together effectively.
Sorry, with the Trump administration rescinding the DOJ report, what's your thoughts on, what role this document should play in the zeitgeist of the Phoenix Police Department?
Well, I don't know what zeitgeist means, but I'll just go with it. I think I know the rest of it. I think what it is. I was joking. Sorry, bad joke, I guess. I think, like I talked about one of my answers earlier, is a lot of people thought, oh, well, it's gone now. It's not gone. That's a living document, and all the changes that the department has made since that document came out are right in line with some of the concerns the community had. And I used it earlier, but we police the expectations of our community. If our community, through those surveys and those informational meetings with the DOJ, had those concerns, we need to address them. And we need to understand why they see that, why they feel that way. So again, although it's gone, although we won't have to pay millions of dollars a year to have a monitoring team come in, because I witnessed that over firsthand at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, we're already making those changes. So why not save the residents of the city of Phoenix money on that end of it and put that towards hiring, technology, whatever we might need to be successful. But again, that's not going away. It's just not being litigated anymore by the Department of Justice. But again, it still exists.
And as a follow-up, what are those things that you've seen changes being made with things?
Just policy change. I'm sorry.
Yeah, look over here.
Oh, sorry.
We're trying to
Yeah, I apologize. Just accountability measures, policy updates, making sure that our practices align with our policies, because that's the worst thing you can do is create really good policies, but your practices don't align with it. And then training. Again, I can't stress training enough. That's what I do now, is we train officers, and we need to make sure not only are we doing training in the academy setting, but we're doing it to advanced officer training, because again, you have some disconnects between, we've changed lesson plans at the academy, so people are coming out of the academy with different training than some senior officer are having. So we're making sure we're connecting them together so everyone is understanding and coming from the same frame of reference.
I just wanted to clarify. My question was a little bit more about what have you seen Phoenix PD do?
I thought I hit that, I'm sorry. Policy changes, accountability measures,
Well, which ones in particular? Which policy changes?
the use of force policy. That changed obviously as a direct result of input from the community members as well. Sorry, I keep looking over there. As well as community member input, as well as department input, looking around for best practices from around the country. So that, I think off the top of my head, that's the biggest one that I would reference.
All right. Thank you. We're good. Thank you, though.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, and just like Chief Aziz said, I'm excited and honored to be here, and I'm actually a little humbled. Once the announcement came out, I've received so many positive messages from both current members of the Phoenix Police Department, former members of the Phoenix Police Department, as well as community members that I worked with very closely during my time here. I spent just shy of 23 years with the Phoenix Police Department, retired in January of 2017 to accept a new position with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Oftentimes when people leave law enforcement after more than 2 decades, they're angry, they're burnt out, they're tired, and they leave for a variety of reasons related to that. That couldn't be farther from the truth. When I left, I was perfectly happy. Jerry Williams just got here, assigned me to the Tactical Support Bureau, which some would argue could be the best commander's position in the city. I was very happy. Everything was great. And I got a call from Paul Penzone, who had just been elected as the sheriff after a 24-year run from the previous sheriff. And he asked me if I'd come be his executive chief of enforcement and help him turn that agency around. Again, I'm traditionally risk averse, but it was a great opportunity to go to get career growth, and I went and did that. Spent just shy of 2 years there, about 20 months, and then I went over to, when I was offered a position at Arizona Post, to be the executive director, which I'm currently filling now. I've been there 6.5 years. Very proud of a lot of what we've done around the state. We've changed hiring standards. We've changed the basic academy curriculum. We've changed pretty much everything we've done. They had been an agency that hadn't made a lot of changes in 20 to 25 years, and I don't do that. I'm constantly evolving, so that's what I've done. Other than that, I'm excited to come back to the Phoenix Police Department, the city of Phoenix, because they were so good to me during my career. I've been married for 30 years to my wife Kelly, who's a school teacher. I have 3 adult children and 1 adorable grandchild. So honored to be here, and I appreciate everyone coming and taking the time to come out and listen to see what we have to offer. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not a legacy type of person. I don't need to put my name on something. I really don't. When I look at this position and look at the opening here, I didn't put in the last 2 times because I have a really good job at Arizona Post. But the city of Phoenix gave so much to me during my life, during my early years. The Phoenix Police Department, the city of Phoenix treated me and my family very well. And I'm in an opportunity now where, with all my training and experience and my varied experience both at the county and the state now, as well as my more than 2 decades with the Phoenix Police Department, I feel like I have something to give back. When they pinned that badge, my dad, retired NYPD, pinned my badge on my chest in 1994. It was the proudest moment of my life. And to be able to come back and finish out my career as a Phoenix police chief is something I couldn't even have counted on or couldn't even thought about, 30 years ago. But again, working with the men and women here, because I think they're the best in the country, and I travel around the country talking to police officers all over, and I do believe they're the best in the country here in the Phoenix Police Department. And to come back and work with them, help provide them the support they need. And really, I guess if you want to talk about legacy, when I look back at my life and I look back at my career, I would like people to say that I treated them well. I was fair, I was honest, and I represented the Phoenix Police Department well. Because again, it's incredibly important to me what this place looks like moving forward. Because I talk to hundreds of people who have worked here, currently work here, want to work here, and I want to make sure that we're getting the best and the brightest to come to the Phoenix Police Department and then getting them to stay for long, rewarding careers. But I also want to make sure that we do focus on mental wellness, financial wellness, physical wellness, so that when they do retire after years and years of good, dedicated service community members, they live a long and prosperous life with their families. Because that, at the end of the day, that's the most important part. I think in anyone who wears a uniform, that's the most important part of their life. Thank you.
Malik Aziz, Chief of Police, Prince George's County.
You mentioned tonight how it takes some time to learn culture, and anywhere you start new. I know you spent a lot of time in Dallas and then before Prince George's County. What makes you think you're the best qualified candidate here to learn the culture of Phoenix?
Well, I spent time, it's my 3rd department I'm on. Phoenix would be my 4th. I understand the dynamics that go along with policing, and I've left the department. And being a chief inside of a department is very easy most of the times, but going to another department is very difficult, and I mastered that, going to another department. Prince George's County was a great police force. We got even better when I joined Prince George's County Police. I think I can replicate that. I think there are some challenges here in Phoenix that calls upon my knowledge, my skills, and my abilities, and I think I can help, and I think we can help each other understand and grow and move Phoenix Police Department into even a greater realm.
It's a difficult transition, it can be. You seem to have a good thing going in Prince George's County. Why do you want this job?
Well, it's Phoenix. And so when opportunities knock and challenges exist, then you seize them when they knock. They could go by you at any time. Prince George's County was at the right place at the right time. Phoenix is in the right place at the right time, and it's the best time. So I'm looking forward to bringing my talents here and showing what I did in Dallas and what I did in Prince George's County can be replicated here in the beautiful city of Phoenix for the Phoenicians who are here, that we can accomplish great things together.
Surviving the heat so far?
I've tried to survive the heat. Whatever it was, I stopped counting after 100. I just said it's hot. That's it.
On your visit, is there anything that you've learned or anything that you didn't expect that's come up?
Well, I think what I learned is that You know, you read so many reports and you hear so many things. What I saw today was some magnificent men and women with some great facilities, with progressive attitudes towards policing. I didn't hear any negativity. It's a bright spot. It's great hope ahead. I think Phoenix PD has all the elements to go even further. So I learned that. Reading the report is very different from talking to the men and women who are already here and seeing their dedication to duty today in some places that did not know we were coming. So that was exceptional for me. Exceptional police department, exceptional city.
After seeing the Phoenix Police Department going through the DOJ process and everything, what did you think of that, and how did that determine why you should apply with job, knowing the history or the problems that Phoenix Police Department faced?
What I saw when I read the DOJ report was that there's a place that could use my help. That's what I thought. I said it was a challenge. It's Phoenix. It's a beautiful city. It's a city that I can live in, and they have some challenges that I think I can help with. That's what I saw. I didn't think anything else like let somebody else do that job. I said, what about me? When challenges arise, and sometimes people will say, I'm glad it's you and it's not me. Well, I say it should be me. I'm the one to help. I'm the one to resolve it. I'm the one to take center stage and make this better. Why not accept the challenge? And I think that Phoenix has that type of challenge with the men and women here and the type of community that we have, that we can serve everyone in the right way by just being here. And I'm here for that reason.
Who's Chief Malik Aziz away from policing?
I'm a guy who likes to read. I like to cycle. I'm on the treadmill. I like to walk. I love playing with my grandsons. I have a grandson that's 8 and 4, and they just simply excited with my 8-year-old grandson. He has a birthday on Thursday. He's excited about the city of Phoenix. He can't wait. He's already demanded that I get a swimming pool.
All right, anything else? I think we're good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now we'll take all those mics.
Thank you so much, Ms. Miller. First, I'd like to send my thoughts and prayers and condolences to a young brother we lost, Gabriel Facio, and his family over in Apache Junction. So with that, he's on our thoughts and our mind. I am Malik Aziz, almost 36-year police veteran. My journey didn't start out that way for looking at what law enforcement would be where I grew up in the city of Dallas until a police officer, motorcycle jockey, kind of changed my way. So I joined Dallas Sheriff's Office and worked in jail operations for a couple of years before many people said I should move on to Dallas Police. And I did. A few years later, I joined Dallas Police Department, where I had an august career at one of the nation's top law enforcement organizations, and I spent nearly three decades there. I ran over every division and every bureau that you can imagine, from special operations to patrol to administration, and had a very robust career over many numerous events, special events. State Fair of Texas, Bush Library opening, major games such as hockey, Winterfest, major football games such as Texas OU and HBCUs, Prairie View and Grambling. So I've had those numerous events. I have a bachelor's degree from the University of Texas at Arlington. I have a master's degree, MBA, from the University of Dallas. I've served as an adjunct professor at DeSales University. I've sat on major boards from the Dallas Police Museum Board, served as the Dallas PAL Athletic Director, and I've also graduated from Senior Management Institute of Police, FBI National Academy, and FBI National Executive Institute. So I hold a myriad of certificates and honors, and I'm honored to be here with you tonight to share a few of my thoughts and insights.
Thank you, Chief Aziz.
I would, thank you to the city of Phoenix first. But my legacy, not concentrating on self-interest, but there are some things that down the road that you would want to be remembered for, all the positive things. And that is, number one, that officers felt supported. That officers felt that they had a chief who represented their best interests, that they could be proud of the leader, the chief representative for them, who works for them in their best interests. For the community, I would love for the community to say we built community engagement and community policing, and we went in the right direction to break down the barriers that have existed for not just decades, but for centuries, especially in marginalized communities. I would like the staff to say that I was a team builder and a team player, looking out for the best interests of Phoenicians. I would like the officers to have the best health and wellness, to concentrate on those things and further remove the stigma that has existed for so long in policing. That I restored the brand of Phoenix policing, that we have a robust and vibrant police force. We have a supportive community, and the brand of our standing, of our beautiful badge and our beautiful patch, that it would be out there shining, and that we would be the best representative and shining example for the citizens of Phoenix to be proud of. That I made made it a better place in policing, in training, in education, and we got better outcomes, and we moved the department forward in technology. And when people ask during that time, what was the best time that they had for community and police, that they would say that the Chief Aziz brought forth a right and purposeful leadership model that moved us into the future. Even when we thought we were at our heights, we moved even further.